as you can see here, I have an iPhone 4. I bought an iPhone 4 from the seller, Smart Sales USA, on eBay for $15, and we're going to check it out in 2024. First off, as you can see, this was sold as a cracked iPhone. Let me show you where the crack is. Right down there. Let's turn this thing on and let's see how it goes. As you can see, this is a 4 CDMA as there's no SIM tray on the side. This was actually the first eSIM only iPhone, not the iPhone 14. All right, let's turn it on. As you can see, that is the newer Apple logo. So this is on the newer iOS. This is running 7.1.2. And no, I do not want to downgrade this to an older iOS version, as I already have not one iPhone 4S, but 2 iPhone 4Ss running iOS 6. So I kind of want one on iOS 7. All right, it is turning on here. We'll wait for it to load up. All right, so the phone finally finished booting. You can just see that iOS 7 lag right there. So let's slide to unlock and I'll show you what I have on, all that I have on here. There's another example of the iOS 7 lag. There we go, we are all unlocked now. Let's scroll around. Oh yeah, by the way, it's gonna say you can't back up because Apple killed iTunes backups on iOS 7. And since this is a Sprint iPhone 4, you're going to get that all the time. Let's go into settings, and I'll show you exactly what this thing has to it. Here's all the info I have. It, as you can see, it is a 8 gig model running 7.1.2. It is a Sprint model, even though I asked for a Verizon model, so the seller probably saw it was a CDMA iPhone 4 and went, oh, Verizon, but doesn't matter. Both Verizon and Sprint no longer operate 3G. I also did recently install the new ISRG Root X1 profile so I could actually browse the web on this thing. That's when I got this thing and installed it. So let's start with Google Maps. I'm going to open this up and I'll show you what you can do. As you can see, Google Maps opens just fine. I'm not in this area right now. I just scrolled over there because I don't want to show my actual location. So let's find somewhere, let's search something. Search for Chicago Midway International Airport. As you can see, it loaded it pretty much instantly. You can scroll around, scroll Chicago. As you can see, all loads just fine. So Google Maps works perfectly fine on this iPhone. What doesn't work so fine though is the App Store and the iTunes Store, which even with patches and the ISRG Root X1 no longer work. However, if you do have a patch for YouTube, you can use that. However, it is very, very problematic, goes down a lot. Claims to have support for version 2.0, but it doesn't seem to work for me. See if it even loads the front page. Oh, it actually loaded. Let's try playing a video, see if that even loads. Not a good start. Let's see. Is this gonna load? I'm guessing no, but we can still try. Yep, doesn't load. I'm guessing YouTube changed something with their API recently because the uBlock origin also threw an error at me yesterday until I changed something in that. You can get mini apps via another app store. I'm going to show you. It is called Veturus, I think. That's how you pronounce it. It also goes down every now and then, but it works for the most part. It has a lot of apps. You can download, you can select versions. I'm not going to show that right now, but it works perfectly fine if you're trying to find old apps for an iPhone. How did I jailbreak this, you may ask? I actually use 3U tools on Windows to do this because it automatically installs the Pangu untether tweak, which makes it work without a computer. This is going to sound strange, but if you don't install that tweak, this iPhone will not boot in the dark for some reason. I have never seen this iPhone do that before, so I'm guessing the tweak that I installed worked. Let me show you what repos you should add. Let's go into installed. Install AppSync. I'll actually go into here. Install App Sync from Electamon, I think. Let me find it. Yes, it's in there. Skyglow has the tube repair that goes down a lot. It also has WeatherX, which I'm pretty sure the other repo that had that no longer works. So you're gonna install it from here and it fixes it. iOS 2, iOS 3, I think all the way to iOS 9 it works. iOS 10 has no issues as of yet. MapsX does not seem to work for me. It worked on one iPhone 4S, and that's it. iTunes StoreX does not work either. They also have AppSync in here too, since the original repo is dead. The mod MYI is repo's back, but the Ultra Snow is still gone. Of course, this repo has the Pangu and Tether tweak that automatically installs with 3U tools. Also ran into another issue with this iPhone 4. Basically, any tweak that added another app to the springboard, it would basically disappear or break after a certain amount of time. That hasn't happened for a few days, so I'm guessing something fixed it. So anyways, let's check out some of these apps, see just what you can do in 2024. Starting with Flappy Bird. Obviously, I'm not very good at Flappy Bird, although I have gotten 16 before. You can edit Word documents with Polaris Office. Photoshop Express, which still works surprisingly. You can play Geometry Dash, Doodle Jump. We even got Angry Birds Star Wars 2 on here. I tried extracting this app and installing it on a 64-bit device. It did not work. I am able to try it in iOS 9 in just a few days from now, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see if that's just a 32-bit thing or if sideload view is not working. As you can see, we can open it up. It is quite slow on iOS 7, but it is playable at least. Obviously, all of the worlds are opened up. This is actually the only version on Veterus with all the worlds. Web browsing on this phone. I'm going to open up Google first. Google loads, as you can see, although you may want to switch to Yahoo, as sometimes Google will say that will ask for anti-bot verification. YouTube doesn't load, unfortunately. So you have to just hope that this tube repair tweak even works. When it was working, it would play videos, but it can't play copyrighted videos, like videos that were like from an original music artist. Couldn't play, but you could play lyric videos from another one, from like a sort of like a Pillow Music, Pizza Music, that type of channel. It could play that, but not from an official artist. Fox Music no longer works. Don't even try. And this is iOS 7. That's too old to work with Apple Music. So if you want music with your screen turned off, you're going to have to sideload it from iTunes. Of course, because it's also an iPod at heart, you can also put audiobooks that you download from Audible, movies from iTunes. This actually supports full HD 1080p playback. So to sum all of this up, if you have an iPhone 4 unjailbroken, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do with it. It's basically just an iPod. Unjailbroken, this is nothing more than an iPod Nano with a camera at this point. But if you jailbreak, you can install all of these old apps. You can update your browser certificates. And you can basically just turn this into a time capsule. But what about the actual seller I got this from? I highly suggest this. I would buy this again. And I very suggest that you buy one of these for yourself if you want an older iPhone that you can jailbreak and such.